Welcome all the students again. I think you have gone through the previous lecture, the projectile motion 1, the introduction to maximum height. We have discussed there. I think you make a pause, you just take your pen and write down what the informations you want to write in your paper or in your copy, because the handwritten note is very necessary. And you know that because if you're looking for a website, in website the handwritten notes of the toppers are basically bought by some aspirants like you. Basically, this is the methodology. You cannot extend the 365 days. If it is a leap year, you can make it 366, but you cannot extend after that. The toppers also get the same time as much you. So try to make a little bit methodical and try to deal this thing with strategically. So I think all of you have made the notes, and now I ask you own questions, and I want this answer in the comment section. That why I use the equation that is v square equal to u square plus 2as in case of the vertical motion of the projectile. I want this answer in the comment section. You write it. Now, today's lecture, we are going to try to find out after that. That is a particle, let us say at t equal to 0, the particle is at the O, that is at the point of throw. It is thrown with an velocity uy equal to u sin theta. You know this from the previous lecture. After that, at somewhere at the point P, its velocity is y component of the velocity is vy, and when it reaches the point capital A, at that time its velocity, we consider wy is 0, and the time in reaching from O to capital A is capital T1, from here to here capital T1, and at the point P, when it reaches, the time taken by the particle to reach from O to P is small t1, and you know that each and every moment as the particle moving upward, the acceleration due to gravity pulling it downward. That's why the velocity decreases, okay, and the velocity becomes 0 when it reaches the point capital A and covers this maximum height capital H. And I think now it is remembered to you, that is what is the value of capital H. Just tell me what is the value of capital H. Write down in the comment section. I think all of you know this, the capital H equal to uy square divided by 2g. The revision of whatever we learned in the previous section, that is also very much important things, because when we just moving forward, more concepts will be just stored in our mind, so we have to revise this thing. Now here, let the particle when at the point capital P and the time is t equal to t1, at that time v equal to u plus at, for the same cause that you have written in the comment section, that why I have used the v square equal to u square plus 2as. v equal to u plus at is the particle when the particle is moving under constant acceleration. Here the particle is moving under constant acceleration due to gravity, which is acting downwards along the negative y-axis constantly. So if I consider the motion from O to P, final velocity is Vy, initial velocity is Uy, and time elapsed is t1, and a, that is the retardation here, that is the minus g. So if I put all of these things plus Vy, because Vy is along the positive y axis, Uy, it is also along the positive y axis, A is along the minus g, that is along the negative y axis, and the time elapsed is t1. So if I do a little bit arrangement, then it will become Vy equal to u sin theta minus gt1, and t1 equal to Vy minus Uy divided by Uy minus Vy divided by g, that is u sin theta minus of Vy divided by g. So at each and every time interval, the value u sin theta decreases by gt1. As the particle goes upward, as the time elapses, the velocity decreases by an amount gt1, u sin theta minus gt1. So if I try to take some values, just say for the first second, after completing the first second, what is the y component of the velocity? Vy equal to u sin theta minus g, that is u sin theta. If I put the value, it is minus 9.8. So if you know what is the initial value of the velocity, magnitude of the velocity, and the duration, that is the angle, then just by subtracting 9.8 from it, you can easily find out what is the value of the y component of the velocity after completing 1 second. Similarly, for t1 equal to 2 seconds, after completing 2 seconds, if you put it in this equation, then it gives you Vy equal to u sin theta minus of 2g. If Vy equal to u sin theta minus of 2g, then g is 9.8, is 19.6. So just think, after 2 seconds, the velocity u sin theta, initial velocity u sin theta reduced by 19.6. Similarly, after 3 seconds, it will reduced by 29.4. So this way it is reduced due to acceleration due to gravity, as the particle is moving upward and the acceleration due to gravity is downward. So here the velocity decreases at each and every bit of time, each and every fraction of time. So when the particle reach here, at that time we can say the instantaneous value of the y component of the velocity is 0. So if I put Vy equal to 0 in this equation, then we get u sin theta divided by g equal to t1. When the particle reaches the capital A, time taken by it to reach to capital A from O, that I have told, that is t1. So Vy equal to u sin theta minus gt1. From this equation or this equation, whatever it be, if I put Vy equal to 0 and t1 equal to capital T1, then it gives capital T1 equal to u sin theta divided by g, and this is the time of ascent, that is the time taken by the particle to reach the maximum height. There is a time taken by the particle to reach the maximum height. If you know the theta, if you know the u, or better I want to say, that is uy divided by g, then you can easily calculate the time of ascent. That is the time taken by the particle to reach the maximum, but the time for which the particle is moving upward. So whatever we have learned till now, If we want to write it in one place, that will be like this. Let's see. In the previous lecture, we have learned about the capital H. Capital H equal to u square sin square theta divided by 2g equal to uy square divided by 2g. And now in this lecture we have understood t1 equal to u sin theta divided by g, that is uy divided by g. Okay, so both the maximum height and the time of ascent depends on the y component of the velocity, because g is constant throughout the motion. So if you want to throw it at a greater height, if you want that a particle will be in air and moving through the upward motion for a greater time, we just throw it with a greater value of uy. But what is uy? What is uy? Y component of velocity. If the g is considered to be constant, then we can write down this thing. Just see, from this equation to this equation and this equation to this equation, h equal to u square sin square theta divided by 2g becomes h proportional to u square sin square theta, because 2g is constant, so it varies us with this u square sin square theta. And here t1, the time of ascent, it is u sin theta. So if I want to observe that how the maximum height and the time of ascent changes with uy, y component of initial velocity, then two variations is shown. In one case is the linear variation, in another case is the square variation. We will see this thing. Let's look at this. Look at this table at first. And h equal to e square sin square theta and t proportional to u sin theta. When uy equal to 1, at that time h will be 1 square. 1 square is 1. 2, when uy becomes twice of the previous one, 2 times, then it becomes 2 square, 4 times. If the uy becomes 3 times, then it will be 3 square, 9 times. If uy becomes 4 times, then it will be 4 square, 16 times. If uy becomes 10 times, then it will become 100 times. So it is a square variation, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 100. So it should be look like this. H versus uy plotting should be look like this. But in case of the time of ascent, it is proportional to u sin theta or uy. So if uy is increased to twice, t1 will be increased to twice. If uy is increased to thrice, then t1 will be increased to thrice. If uy is increased to 10 times, t1 will be increased to 10 times. So it is the linear variation. Uy varies linearly with t1. Uy varies linearly with t1. As the uy varies, t1 varies similarly in the similar manner. So these two things we have to understood. If the numerical values are known, then we just use it. We need not to concern about this. If I take this g equal to 10 approximately, then we just uy square divided by 20. Why? Because g is 10, then uy square divided by 20, uy divided by 10. As simple as that. So in the time of when you are doing the problem, at that time, is it problematic to you? The calculations become easier if you know the concept in background. I think you have gone through the series rectilinear motion. There I have told that how to calculate the slope. How to calculate the slope. That is drawing the tangent, then drawing a small triangle, just like this. We can calculate the slope. If you have not do this, just go through this, the rectilinear motion. The total series is there. Understand the concepts bit by bit, each and every steps. Take a little at a time, but whatever you take, just keep it in within you for a long time. So if I want to calculate, if you have gone through, you have understood. If you have not gone through, just watch this, and after that you will understand this thing. If you want to calculate the slope of h versus uy plotting, h versus uy plotting, then what you will get? How the h, the maximum height, changes with uy. How the maximum height maximum height h changes with uy. Okay, there's obviously different concepts. We can do it geometrically, but if we know the expression, then we can differentiate it also. The differentiation gives us a slope. So this thing will be also applicable in case of T1 versus Ty curve. So if I want to understood how the time of ascent and the maximum height changes with the vertical component of the initial velocity, then we have to just differentiate it. Just see this. dh du. If I calculate this, then I think you just remind this value. Capital H equal to uy square divided by 2g. So if I do the differentiation, then dh duy gives us 2uy divided by 2g. So it becomes uy divided by g. And my friend, what is uy divided by g? It is the T1, the time of ascent. So I think a new information now we get a new information that the slope of the h versus uy curve gives us the information about the time of ascent. So this is the thing that you have to understood. But what is about the slope? What is about the slope of the T1 versus uy curve? If you calculate this, it will be 1 by g. Just think, the curve is linear, the slope is constant. The slope of the time of ascent versus uy curve is constant, that is 1 by g. Since g is constant, so it should be a constant. So if I take the value of g as 10, it will be approximated to 0.1. Okay, so two things we have to keep in our mind. The T1 versus Uy curve slopes gives us the inverse of the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, inverse of the acceleration due to gravity at that place. So if I want to calculate the acceleration due to gravity at any place, what we will do? We just throw a particle. We just throw a projectile at an angle theta, or making any angle with that is with the velocity. We can get the acceleration due to gravity of that place. Is not it surprising? Is not it interesting? That's the thing that I want to tell you. So from the slope of the dH versus duy curve, you get the time of ascent, and from the slope of the time of ascent versus duy curve, you get the idea of the g. So these two things, you just keep it in your mind and write it in your copy. These things will be helpful in doing the problems. When we see the problems, this thing will be helpful to us. In several government level examination, the questions are concept based, some are numerical based. Which are concept based, obviously you have to know the concept, but the numerical questions becomes easier if you know the concept. Just like if a h versus uy, some data are given to you and it is said that just find out the time of ascent, just leave it, you just get a curve. You can do it easily. Just take the slope of it. And I think after doing this discussion, after going through discussions, you will never calculate the slope of a curve, that is the time of ascent versus uy. All the time it is 1 by g. You will never calculate this thing. You need not to do that. So these two values are numerically equal to this that I want to tell you. But what is uy? What is uy? What informations are kept as a secret within it? uy is u sin theta. U is the magnitude of the velocity of projection, and theta is the direction of the velocity of projection. So uy have all the initial informations about the projectile motion. So just think of this. Uy is the product of u and sin theta. So in how many ways the uy can be changed? If I change u, uy will change. If I change sin theta, that is if I vary the angle of projection, if I vary the angle of position, if I vary the direction of projection, if I vary the direction of projection, just like if I say at first I try to throw it in that direction, after it just change the direction, or maybe a greater velocity, I can change uy, or by changing both u and sin theta you can change uy. And if uy will change, the y component of the initial velocity will change. The quantities that we have derived throughout, that is the maximum height and the time of ascent, that will change, is not it? So how this will change, how all of these things will be changed, we will see in the next lecture. But again I want to tell you, just try to write down the key matters, the key things in your copy. Thank you.